Faith channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Machine Maintenance, I'm gonna show you how to get your snowblower to start up quickly every time, regardless of how old it is and regardless of the temperature outside. If this is your first time to the channel, give the video a like and hit that red subscribe button. This Dad's Machine Maintenance series, I just go over the tips and tricks that I use on my yard equipment for my home to keep my stuff starting up quickly, to make it working and functioning properly, and to make sure it lasts, because I want to get my money's worth. Let me know, comment below, how old your snowblower is. How long have you been getting your money's worth? This Husqvarna has been lasting me 6 years so far, and it's showing no signs of decay. It's been starting up quickly thanks to these 3 awesome tips, and I'm going to give you a few honorable mentions at the end. Tip number 1, if you're having trouble starting up your snowblower, change the spark plug. So many people don't realize that they need to change the spark plug. This thing is the one piece of equipment, the one item on this engine that gets your engine going, that drives the spark, that drives the engine. People often won't change the spark plug because they're nervous. It is a 10-minute job. It takes one tool and a spark plug, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. And if you're having a lot of trouble with your snowblower, this thing is going to fix that right away, super, super quick. And I'm going to link a video of how to change your spark plug, both on this Husqvarna and any other snowblower that's out there, because it is so simple. You really should be changing your own spark plugs. Personally, I do 2 seasons because even though I'm in New England, it doesn't really get too much use per year. So if you're in the dead of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and you're getting feet upon feet of snow and you're putting your snowblower through a lot of use, you might want to change it out every season. Again, the cost isn't that high, so it might be worth to do it every season. Tip number 2 is to use fresh fuel. Oftentimes people will leave fuel in their snowblowers for long periods of time, and because of the ethanol that's in today's fuel, it can gum up your carburetor, and it just basically clogs up the lines and just doesn't function as nicely as beautiful, brand new fuel. So what you want to do at the beginning of the season is to make sure that you get any fuel that's been sitting in there out. You can certainly use a fuel pump. Now, if you don't have a fuel pump and you're lazy like I am, you can just take beautiful new fuel and you can just top it off, and that will help make your engine start a lot quicker because you're going to mix some of the old fuel with the new fuel. But ideally, again, remove that old fuel or just leave it as empty as possible so that you can dump in new fuel the next time you have to use it. And a bonus to go with tip number 2, if you happen to not use your snowblower often and you don't go through gas that often, you want to make sure you're using fuel stabilizer with your gas when you put gas in your gas can. The reason being is if this can takes you 6 months to go through, you want to make sure that it's still as fresh as the day that you bought it, and that's why you're going to use fuel stabilizer. It helps prevent the breakdown of that ethanol and the gasoline, especially when it's sitting in here. You don't want to put it into your snowblower directly. You're better off putting in here when you fill up, and then you're going to be good to go on every use. Now, this is 360 Marine. This is a much better version than the red kind that Stabilize puts out. Don't get that red version. That version is horrible. Definitely get this version, or there's a few others that are better, but the Stabilize red version, no good. It just doesn't cut through today's ethanol in the gasoline. Tip number 3 is fuel cleaner. Keep in mind, fuel cleaner is different than fuel stabilizer. This is meant to clean out the internal carburetor and all of the components in there while your engine is running. I will not use a whole bottle. This is actually meant for 1 full tank of your car. You will want to use about 1/3 of this, pour it directly into your gas of your snowblower, and then pour in new quality gas on top of it and run it through. I usually use 1/3 of this at the beginning of the season, and you are good to go. And that just keeps all the internal parts functioning great. This is Seafoam. There's a few others just like it, but this is the one that I tend to go to every year, and it's been doing me just right. I promised you an honorable mention and I'm gonna deliver. So one of the tricks that I often will use is to make sure that I'm starting up my snowblower before it actually snows. Oftentimes we wait until the temperature drops, we get a whole bunch of snow out, and the engine's been sitting around for so long that we go out and try to start it and it sputters on us and it fights us. What you want to do is the night or even the day before a big storm, start up your snowblower, get it running for like a couple of minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, just let it run, let it warm up. That way it's going to be primed and ready to go the next day when the temperature drops and the snow flies. Let me know in the comments below if you have any tips that I missed on how to get your snowblower starting up quickly and running like a gem. Hopefully you found today's video informative. If you did, give this video a like and hit that red subscribe button. I'll put Amazon affiliate links to the Seafoam and some of the other stuff that I mentioned in today's video in the description of this video. Those links do help out the channel and they help push me to create more content. So if you use those links, I appreciate it, and so does the missus. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.